JR Bless back at you guys with another video. And listen today, guys, it's pretty simple. Before I get into it, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Guys, I want you to be super active in the comment section. What kind of videos do you guys want to see me make? I have a great idea of what I want to do outside of the obvious like picks for fight nights and pay-per-views. But I want to hear what you guys have to say, man. I want the comment section to be super active. I want you guys to be dropping likes on the videos, subscribing if you're a new viewer. And make sure that everybody hits the notification bell so anytime I upload, you guys will be notified. But let's get straight into today's video. So at UFC 280, we have a very interesting matchup that surprised a lot of people, not really me. I was happy to see this fight get made, but Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan at UFC 280. Now listen, guys, when this fight first got announced, a lot of people were in shock. A lot of people didn't like the fact that this fight was made, but in all honesty, it made a lot of sense because if you go down the rankings at the time that the fight was made, and even still right now, everybody in the damn near top 10, 15 bantamweight, they all had fights made. TJ Dillashaw was obviously fighting Aljamain Sterling for the belt. Merab was fighting Jose Aldo at the time. Corey Sandhagen was scheduled to fight Song Yadong. Chito Vera was scheduled to fight Dominic Cruz. Rob Font was coming off of an injury, so he was injured and he was out. And Sean O'Malley just finished fighting Pedro Munoz. So, with that being said, it was kind of like a perfect opportunity for the UFC to make that fight. I know a lot of people were just surprised by it, but, we don't really dive into things the way we should. So I wanted to dive into that to let you guys know that is why the UFC decided to make that fight. Obviously, you're not going to give Sean O'Malley somebody ranked behind him. And let's be honest, guys. Sean O'Malley really should be ranked number 8 right now. That's where Pedro Munoz is ranked. And quite honestly, Sean O'Malley was going to win that fight. Like, Pedro Munoz just didn't have anything for him. He was swinging and missing. He threw some leg kicks in the first round of that fight, but Sean O'Malley was checking the leg kicks, man, and that's just how the fight went. Like, anybody with a common sense knows that Pedro Munoz was not going to beat Sean O'Malley. Like, let's just be real here. But if we dive into Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan, so look, stylistically, right? We've seen this kind of fight before with Petr Yan when he fought Corey Sandhagen. And I know some people are probably going to be like, well, yeah, that's a similar fight, right? So it should have the same outcome. But honestly, guys, I don't think that's how it's going to go. I think that Sean O'Malley's going to win the fight.
What did you just say?
And the reason being this, both of these guys really haven't fought any type of competition. Now, to be fair, I don't want to disrespect Jose Aldo. I don't want to disrespect Aljamain Sterling, right? I give Petr Yan those 2 great wins. But outside of those guys, I mean, even Corey Sandhagen, I'll give Petr Yan the respect for the Corey Sandhagen win. I'm not taking that away from him. Corey Sandhagen is obviously top 5 bantamweight right now, and he's only getting better. So that win, you could kind of say, is aging like fine wine. But realistically speaking, Corey Sandhagen didn't even deserve that title fight, that interim title fight. The only reason he got that interim title fight was because TJ Dillashaw had suffered an injury. So Corey Sandhagen wasn't even supposed to be in that fight. He was coming off of a loss to TJ Dillashaw. And some people like to say that, oh, well, it was a close fight. We think Corey won. Let's be honest, guys. TJ Dillashaw blew his knee out in like the very first round, and he still won the fight. So that says a lot. Imagine if his knee wasn't blown out. So I say all of that to say this. The wins that Petr Yan has, it's not anything crazy, right? Think about it. And the first fight against Aljo, Aljo proved that it was an off night, right? Like I said, personally, I had Aljo winning fight number 1. I picked him to win when that fight was announced because up to that point, Petr Yan hadn't fought anybody. He beat a Jose Aldo that didn't deserve a title shot, and, he got the belt off of that. Then he beat Uriah Faber. He beat Jimmy Rivera, John Dodson. These are the people that Petr Yan was beating, and it's just like, these are not top 15 ranked guys. Like, these guys are just not good. They were on the way down. They were off of a cliff. Even Jimmy Rivera was on a cliff going downhill. So up to the point when the fight between Aljo and Petr Yan was made the first time around, I thought that Aljo was going to win. Now, obviously, we all know how that fight went. But when they ran the rematch back, Aljo won. And Aljo was one of those guys that had proved himself to be at the top of the bantamweight division. He earned his way up there. And I just thought that the level of competition just didn't match up. So outside of the Aljo win, or not even the Aljo win because he lost both times, but outside of the Corey Sandhagen win, I don't give Petr Yan any credit for these wins. I'm just going to be 100% honest. Like, I only give him credit for the Corey Sandhagen win. At the time he fought Jose Aldo didn't earn a title shot. And off of that, I mean, there's nothing that I can sit here and say that I'm worried about. Now, obviously, Petr is a great striker. He has the ability to wrestle. His striking is beautiful. Like, the way how he outstruck Corey Sandhagen was a thing of beauty to watch. And I'm not taking anything away from him because I understand how great of a fighter he is, but we got to look at the level of comp. Now, obviously, I know some people are probably ripping their hair out of their head right now.
Stop it. Get some help.
I get it. I know. Sean O'Malley has not fought any kind of competition. I understand that. You guys are 100% right. For those that may say it, I'm saying it myself. I know this too. I'm not biased. I'm not one-sided. I'm just calling the fight how I think it's going to go, how I see it going. And honestly, Sean O'Malley has not fought anybody at all. He hasn't fought anybody at all. When he did fight somebody that was a beast in the bantamweight division, Cheeto Marlon Vera, we saw how that fight went. Sean O'Malley got finished. He got finished fair and square too. Cheeto's a beast. That's what it just comes down to. The only loss he's had recently was to Jose Aldo when he was just backpacked pretty much for the fight. Jose Aldo just sat on his back. Very smart strategy by Jose Aldo, but yeah, Cheeto's a beast, and that was the last fight that Sean O'Malley had that was actual comp. Obviously, he 3 fights later, he ended up fighting Pedro Munoz, and we've seen it end in a no contest. So if we're going off the history in terms of when Sean O'Malley fights competition, people are going to definitely lean towards the fact that, Sean O'Malley's probably going to get dominated, and I understand that. Odds are saying it. The odds are a lot worse. They're starting to get a little bit tighter. Like, Sean O'Malley's at like a plus 255, so he's still an underdog. But here's what I think about the fight, right? I know this. Petr Yan tends to take the first couple of rounds off. First round, second round. Not too much the second round, but he definitely takes the first round off. He's like a fighter that downloads data. So as the fight goes on, it gets worse and worse. If you guys remember Jose Aldo versus Petr Yan, Jose Aldo was doing pretty good in the earlier rounds, and as the fight just got later into the round, like, Petr Yan just got a lot better. So personally, what I think is going to happen, I think that Petr Yan is going to try to push the pace, and I think that Sean O'Malley is going to be able to keep his range, use the length, and be able to outstrike Petr Yan. Some people might think I'm crazy, but I think that's personally going to happen. Now, will Petr Yan utilize his takedowns? I'm not sure. It's a possible chance. Sean O'Malley's takedown defense is not anything insane. Like, he hasn't fought any wrestlers of any sort that's really trying to go out there and take him down. So it's definitely a real possibility that Petr Yan can get Sean O'Malley to the ground and make some things happen. But it's just simple as that, guys. I just see the fight going to the point where Petr Yan is going to start off slow, and Sean O'Malley is going to be able to definitely get the first round. Second round may be a slight toss-up, but I think Sean O'Malley is going to slight that round out too. And then I think that Petr Yan will clearly win the third round. If somebody's going to get finished, I'm not even going to give you guys a fake answer on that because I don't know. That's kind of tough for me to really think. I guess you could say, yeah, it definitely will be Sean O'Malley if there's a finish in the fight. Like, he would be getting finished. We haven't seen Petr Yan get finished. He's never been finished before, so I doubt that Sean O'Malley would come out there and get a finish. If he does, that would be some Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor type stuff. But not on the same level because Jose Aldo just, he's a higher caliber fighter than Petr Yan. He's beat a lot of great competition, and Petr Yan just hasn't done that yet. He's a great talent for sure, but I think as time goes on, I think Petr Yan will get better as he fights more competition. And the same thing goes for Sean O'Malley. But yeah, guys, I don't really think there's much more I can really break down for the fight because it is only a 3-round fight. It's as simple as that, guys. I'll keep it basic. I think I tell you guys what I think. I'm not going to go into super minute details, but I can tell you guys what I think, how I think the matchups will go. Once again, I get it. Sean O'Malley hasn't fought any high-level competition, so that's highly understandable. But neither has Petr Yan. Petr Yan lost twice to Aldo. He beat an over-the-hill Jose Aldo. His only good win that I give him is Corey Sandhagen. And even in the Corey Sandhagen win, Corey Sandhagen got that fight after coming off of a loss. So you're going up against a guy that confidence could be rocked. You don't know. Like, Corey Sandhagen didn't deserve that fight. Like I said earlier in the video, the only reason he got that fight was because TJ Dillashaw had an injury and he was out. So yeah, guys, that's my personal thoughts on how Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan is gonna go. Obviously, I'm not a future teller. Sean O'Malley could run out there, break his leg. Petr Yan could run out there and knee him in the face. Like, it's MMA, guys. We've seen the craziest things happen. Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. So that should pretty much tell you guys how things can end up in a fight. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of my breakdown of Sean O'Malley versus Petr. I think both guys really haven't faced too much crazy competition, and if I'm going, I'm gonna go lean towards a better striker in the fight. And I think that Sean O'Malley just has too much length and too much ability to just outstrike Jan. But hey, the beauty about all of this, guys, is we get to see what happens. UFC 280 is going down, man, this weekend, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure y'all boys tune into it. I'm gonna tune into it. But that's pretty much it for now, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop your comments down below, man. Follow your boy on Twitter at RealJohnRanks. The link is down below in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.